fuck?
Holy shit, this game brings back a load of memories for me and the nostalgia of the time. I remember playing this on a school night when I was supposed to be asleep, so let's get on with the game that consumed a bit of my childhood, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles was originally designed as one game, however due to time they decided to split up into Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. It's a 2D fast-paced platforming game at times, followed along with adventure and a lot more story in this title than its predecessor, with these little mini cutscenes that they introduced this time around. Right from the start you see a 3D version of Sonic with great soundtrack that got me pumped to play the game again. I remember when I first saw this on the Sega Mega Drive many years ago, all the way back to when I was a little shit. I remember that I lost it with the excitement and adrenaline in my system that it was in 3D and pointing at the screen. The story picks up where Sonic 2 left off. You can tell what the story is going to be about throughout the campaign with the expression on the characters without them saying anything. Dr. Robotnik convinces Knuckles that Sonic's after Master Emerald, so Knuckles is trying to stop Sonic. While in the meantime, Dr. Robotnik is repairing the Death Egg and plans to steal the Master Emerald on Angel Island from its guardian Knuckles while Sonic is trying to stop Dr. Robotnik. You can play as Sonic, Tails or Knuckles. Each of them have their own unique variation of gameplay styles, unlike in Sonic 2 where you played as Tails or Sonic. They felt exactly the same. In this one they put their own unique gameplay to each character. Knuckles can glide and knock down certain walls to go in an alternate route to the other two. However, Knuckles' campaign is the hardest but shortest, where Knuckles gets harder boss fights compared to the other two. Tails can fly and swim, except you only can do this until Tails gets tired, and Tails can fly with Sonic for a short period of time if you're playing co-op. Yet if you're just playing as Tails, he's more of an exploration character, where he's the only character who can fly. It makes exploration a lot more easier to find the secret areas full of goodies, and Sonic is still the fastest character. However, I think they slowed him down a bit in this title. He's more in the centre of the screen this time around. It's a lot more harder to get him completely off the screen like in Sonic 2. Sonic has a shield what he can activate for a split second, and it can be helpful if timed just right. It can take out certain enemies, unless you forget about it like I did. Also, Sonic is the only one who can use the Elemental Shield special abilities. Like its predecessor, it's an easy pick up and play game. In addition, now that you've got different type of shields to add more variety to gameplay. The bubble one allows you to survive underwater without requiring any air bubbles. Then there's the fire one what gives you resistance to fire and lava, and the electric one what acts like magnet towards rings. The animations of the new power shields are on par and a bit impressive for the Mega Drive at the time, and the enemy animation seems fluid. All the new enemies that I've encountered seem to be running smooth. At certain points of the act you're going to see Knuckles on Sonic's campaign as he's about to mock Sonic, and Knuckles does this weird awkward smile what annoys me and frustrates me, and I deeply want to smack that smile off his face. Does anyone else get that vibe? No. The level design on Angel Island is more an adventure than Sonic's 2 by in length of the stage. I found myself slowing down in many of the stages of the game because I wanted to explore every nook and cranny to see what I could find. The game has 2 acts and 2 boss fights, usually on each stage. I thought Flying Battery was an interesting level with its music that played on the airship. It really got me in the rhythm of the game, and I like the electric magnet that made the enemies stick to the ceiling. I also like the Death Egg Zone where it messed about with the ship's gravity and you got to learn how to play it upside down. I had a laugh with that. And especially with the automatic tunnel system, it brought new gameplay elements later on this level and spiced things up a bit for me. And I enjoyed the fact that they added in these transitions from Act 1 to Act 2 to the other stage. I thought that aspect of the game was a massive improvement from its predecessor, and there was more alternate routes in this title. I hate this Marvel Garden Zone where it seems to punish you for going fast every time. I start to speed up, the zone starts getting interesting, then I'm greeted by one of these fucking disc things. What? You have to go on. Good when they're fast, but when you have to guide one to a wall or an upper surface, it just took the fun out of it for me and made it more of a chore. I also didn't like the second part of Sandtropolis. You've got this certain part of the level where it repeats itself if you don't jump on the other side of the sand slide, and you've got to keep hitting these switches to keep the ghosts at bay. It turns the level into an annoying task. In addition to the ghosts, they seem to have 3 stages, and on the 3rd stage, holy shit! Did not expect that out of a Sonic game. They look fucking evil. Good job, Sega. And I'm starting to question this Sonic game, what I've never really done before. Nevertheless, are they dancing mushrooms? Well, at least we know Sonic's little secret now.
It explains a hell of a lot if you actually think about it. Or Dr. Robotnik keeps trying to take over the world and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and expects a new outcome.
And some bosses are just easy to the point that I was in confusion. Why was this here, like the one on the sand level when you lure this boss into a sand trap? And then there's this capsule boss that you got to lure it to hit itself. Yeah. They are the only bosses that I didn't like because they didn't give no challenge whatsoever, and all the other bosses are interesting with some type of pattern for you to learn to defeat it. On the other hand, my favourite one has to be the running one and the dodging the limbo spikes. Also, I liked it on Sky Sanctuary Zone where it had Sonic's one boss battle again. What put Knuckles' grin on my face. And I enjoyed defeating it again. And all the odd bosses make a comeback as well, like the Gravity Ball Orb one. The bonus stages have been increased, there's more of them now. All you need is 20 rings to access them. You've got this slots one, what we all know and love from the previous title of Sonic 2 of Casino Night. And I don't know what to call this one. It has gravity balls where Sonic hits these little light orbs and they've got certain items in them. And if you're lucky, you can find about 2 extra lives in this stage. Then we got the egg toy, which is the easiest to get any item you want. And now we move on to the Chaos Emerald special stages. They have big rings now similar to Sonic's one. However, these are hidden throughout the levels and there's more than one in an act, so there's plenty of them to go round. And the special stages have been redesigned from Sonic 2. All you have to do now is collect the blue orbs and dodge the red ones, and the silver ones act like ricochets. If you hit a red one, it's instant KO out of this special stage. Sounds easy, right? That's why I lost my temper a couple of times. The special stages speed up after a little time to make it a bit more challenging, and it keeps accelerating it to a certain point. Each stage has layouts to learn, so you're not just turning blue orbs into red orbs. If you do this pattern outside the orbs, they turn into rings. And at the end of the stage you unlock a Chaos Emerald, and when you get halfway through you lose them all. And have a chance to get the Super Emeralds, and this is where you unlock Hyper Mode! This is the only game what I know of where you can play as Hypersonic and Hyper Knuckles, but my favourite's got to be Super Tails, where he kicks ass with these little birdies that follow him around and attacks the enemies for him. Except I've got to say, when you unlock their final stages of their super mode, playing in any super form will completely break the game, but in a good and fun way. You can save the game this time around. Thank fuck, how many times have I accidentally dropped the Mega Drive and the game froze? This has to be the massive improvement at the time. And there's not so many difficulty spikes like in Sonic 2 or 1, naming the water level and Metropolis or the Death Egg from Sonic 2. I remember getting frustrated with that so many times. The jump into the wind blowing effects are brilliantly done, and the Shield soundtracks are nice for the time that this came out. I never really noticed anything out of place. The graphics are a little bit better than in Sonic 2. They try to add this 3D effect to Sonic this time around with the redesign of him in this title. There's not really any cutscenes, however there's these little exploration points where Knuckles does something to Sonic or Tails or the Death Egg going down. I would not call these cutscenes, but they are close to it. It's all about a difference of opinion here. Are they cutscenes or are they in-game play scenes? I adored the Invincibility soundtrack, although if you're playing a Supersonic all the time, it will become an ear bleeder. I found it good in small doses, even though the level soundtrack shows what the Mega Drive was capable of. Nevertheless, the one what I remember the most was the Ice Cap one. For how long the game is, it took me around about 3, maybe 4 hours in total to finish off all the campaigns. However, if you include all the bonus stages that I kept on jumping into every chance that I got, then probably around about 5. I like the fact that they include the lock-on technology to Sonic 2 where you can play as Knuckles. Or if you connect Sonic with 1, you get this no way screen until you put in the code. Check! With this you play a game called Blue Sphere. It's just like the special stages out of Sonic 3. So in the end, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 and I'll definitely recommend it. And it's the Mega Drive's perfect send-off. So have you played Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Leave it in the comments below. Until next game, I'm fucking off. Stages speed up after a little time to make it a bit more challenging, and it keeps accelerating it to a certain point. Each stage has their layout to learn, so you're not just turning blue orbs into red orbs. If you do this pattern outside the orbs, they turn into rings. And at the end of this stage you unlock a Chaos Emerald, and when you get halfway through, you lose all the download. And got a chance to unlock the Super Emerald. Fuck. I adore the Invincibility soundtrack, although if you're playing a Supersonic all the time, it will become an ear bleeder. I found it good in small doses, even though the level soundtrack shows what the Mega Drive was capable of. Nevertheless, the one that I remembered the most was the Ice Cap one. I like the fact that they include the lock-on technology to Sonic 2. However, the special stages have been redesigned from Sonic 2. All you have to do now is collect the blue orbs and dodge the red ones, and the silver ones act like ricochets. If you hit a red one, it's instant KO out of the special stage. Sounds easy, right? That's why I lost my temper a couple of times.